How do courts decide when two fundamental rights come into conflict? You must have heard about the doctrine of proportionality. The doctrine of proportionality is used by the court when the restriction imposed by the state on the fundamental rights of individual is creating a conflict. However, when two fundamental rights come into conflict, this doctrine is not helpful to resolve the conflict. That is why the Supreme Court has devised a new doctrine called the doctrine of double proportionality. This doctrine was used by the court in the electoral bond judgment, the ADR versus Union of India, to decide the impact of the electoral bond on the right to know of the citizens under Article 19, 1 Clause A. The fundamental issue before the court was this: what is the interplay between the right to privacy of political donors in Article 21 and the right to know of the citizens under Article 19, 1 Clause A? The court asked a fundamental question: whether the electoral bond protects both these rights, that is, right under Article 19(1)(a) and Article 21. The court found that although the electoral bond protects the right to informational privacy of the political donors in Article 21, it does not protect the fundamental right of individuals to know about the political funding under Article 19. So, double proportionality means that the proportionality is used two times. The right to privacy under 21 is examined from the doctrine of proportionality, and later the same doctrine would be used to examine the right to know under Article 19, 1 Clause A. So that is why this term double proportionality is used. So double proportionality would mean using the proportionality doctrine two times. This is important because as long as there are no hierarchy among the fundamental rights, then privileging one right over the other is a difficult task. That is why the court has used the doctrine of double proportionality. The proportionality doctrine is not helpful in resolving cases where there is a conflict between the fundamental rights. So the relevance of doctrine of proportionality and doctrine of double proportionality is that while the doctrine of proportionality is applicable when there is a conflict between the restriction imposed by the state and the violation of fundamental rights of individuals, while in the latter, that is the doctrine of double proportionality, is used when there are conflicting fundamental rights. In other words, when the fundamental rights come into conflict.